sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes and more sweet potatoes. It's time for us to get harvesting some of these sweet potatoes. So one thing we actually get asked fairly often is, how do you know, or when should you harvest your sweet potatoes? And that answer depends on where you are. For us, it's pretty simple. When we get to the point that the temperatures start to drop and there starts to be a risk of frost, it's time to harvest. We've been lucky so far, even though we did have one small frost. We were able to cover these and it didn't affect anything, but they are starting to die back a little bit. And we're supposed to get some cool weather next week, so we don't want to leave this too long. Sweet potatoes are not something that everybody thinks of growing in sort of a more northern latitude. And although they're gaining in popularity, they're not the most popular crop in Canada. But depending on where you are and how long of growing season you have, you might be able to still grow these even in northern areas. Now, the one big thing with this is sweet potatoes, being essentially a tropical or African plant, do not like frost. And if you let the greens get frosted, what will actually happen is it'll start a chain reaction where they'll really start to die back, kind of accelerated, and that will actually go right down into the tubers, which is not good for long-term storage. So it's very, very important, if you're growing sweet potatoes, to get them out of the ground, or at least have the greens off before they actually get frosted. So one thing that we've definitely learned over the years of growing sweet potatoes, and we've done this for a few seasons now, I think we are getting probably 7 or 8 years of doing this, is although you can grow them in the ground, for us we find it's far easier, and we actually end up usually with better quality sweet potatoes at the end by doing them in raised beds or our blue barrel garden system. So we're going to start today's harvest with some that are in the raised beds. Now we have 3 different varieties. Unfortunately, we don't know what named varieties they are. 2 of them are purple. One is a longer, skinnier purple variety. One of them is actually something we're really excited about because it came from the grocery store. That's right, we picked an organic purple sweet potato labeled as a superfood sweet potato from the grocery store. It had really nice form. It was quite squat and fat, and we got slips off of it, and we're trying to remember back, but we're pretty sure that we actually put it in our blue barrels. So we're going to start with this raised bed behind me, which we're pretty sure is our longer, thinner purple variety. Now we also have a orange variety, which tends to get fairly large, and that's in another garden that we'll go to as the video progresses. So let's get in here and start this harvest. Well, the first task is always going to be, when you go to harvest, cutting off the greens. You don't want to really pull these up because you risk breaking your sweet potato tubers. And if you break your tubers, they're not going to store fantastic. So what we do is we basically find the spot where the plant was, or where the slip was put, kind of cut everything back so we kind of can see that marker. And I will be honest, occasionally you get one that comes up. And this is one of the nice things about growing them in a raised bed or barrels, is you can kind of amend the soil to what works well, and you can get a pretty loose, well-draining soil that still holds some moisture. Makes it a lot easier to get them out. As you can see, this one actually came out kind of by accident, so I don't know, in one piece. So this was actually a sweet potato that had formed on a vine that had rooted in the bed next to it. So if that's the kind of growth we got this spring on a node rooting, which typically don't produce a lot, at least in our environment, don't produce a lot of actual tubers, I'm very curious to see what's under here. So one thing that we do and find it quite successful for growing sweet potatoes is we put down a wood mulch. This is just shavings that we use for the chicken bedding and such. It works really well and it helps retain a bit of moisture, keeps weeds down when they're young. Just seems to work well. So now comes the fun part. The one thing about sweet potatoes is you never really know what you're going to get because you can only see what's growing above the soil. So we're going to get in here and start moving this back. Usually start by moving some of the mulch layer off to the side, find a sweet potato and see what we get.
The question is, are they there?
I see our first one. So it didn't take me very long and I've uncovered our first sweet potato. So what you do want to do, and this is the only real time-consuming thing about sweet potatoes, you do want to be careful because, oh, this one might actually come out of here pretty decently. You don't want to break it. You want to try your hardest not to break it. You can see it's right up here at the, oh, I broke that piece, but there's our very first purple sweet potato.
And it's a nice one.
It is a pretty nice one. So we're definitely finding that sweet potatoes seem to do well in sort of our summer environment now. And this is what we always kind of used to get, was very long skinny ones. So getting something like this, even in a year where we've been fairly dry, that's impressive. So hopefully this bed has a lot more of these and a few less of these. So we've moved on to the second plant, and this is a bit more what we tend to get from this variety. They're long and skinny, but usually fairly numerous. So maybe the first one was a bit of an anomaly.
We are definitely starting to see that these are coming out of here very much the same as what they have in previous years. I'll put my hand down here just so you can have a better idea. They are a really nice size, but again, that long, skinny, squiggly variety. Look at that, we got another nice one. It'd be ideal to hopefully save those for our slips for next year. If we select well, maybe these will slowly improve, which was the goal. So we are approaching halfway through this bed, and a decent little haul so far, but Chris has some thoughts.
So this bed is kind of in a shadier part of the garden, and what I'm definitely noticing as I go across the bed, we started on the north side. It's only 4 feet by 4 feet, it's very small, but as we go to the side that received more light, the potatoes are bigger. So I mean, that makes total sense. This is a plant that likes full sun, but it is interesting because all we've done is go 2 feet over and we're getting more sweet potatoes and bigger sweet potatoes on the south side of the bed. That's a pretty nice bunch of tubers. So that bed is all harvested, and I think these are probably some of the biggest ones that were in there. Now I will say it, this is a variety we do like. They're purple skinned. They kind of have a white center, but they still are kind of purple on the inside a little bit, but not super purple. But still like this variety, and I have a feeling whatever it is, it's never going to grow the kind of tubers you expect from the grocery store, and that's okay. But I think this is the only bed that we had these in this year. So I'm really excited to get on to the next variety and see just what they look like. So next we've got 4 of these, actually 5, I lied, 5 of these blue barrels sort of in our center garden here. We really like this method because it contains some, it keeps the moisture, because even though these have good drainage, they keep the moisture better than the raised beds do, and they're a lot easier to harvest from. So we're going to get going at this. Everything is pretty much the exact same as what we showed you in the raised bed. We used the mulch just the same, so I will take some of that off, dig some of this out, and see what's in under this. So we're into our second blue barrel. First one we did was quite short, so I didn't expect great things out of it, but it's looking like this variety, even though it was nice and plump in the grocery store, has grown basically exactly the same way. So not disappointed. I mean, the big thing for us with sweet potatoes is it's not something that we eat massive volumes of, because they are a little higher on the glycemic index because they do have a bit more carbohydrates in them, but they're still very good for you. So adding some to your diet is great. And realistically, we can produce, even with ones that are long and spindly like this, we can produce sort of all the sweet potatoes we really need and then some. So I'm on to barrel 3. Barrel 2 was a little disappointing, but it was really dry. So it's funny because it was actually one of the highest barrels. But barrel number 3 is not actually looking too bad so far. And I think the one thing to keep in mind with this, when we put this all together, this doesn't look like much coming out of one sort of slip, but it does amount to a lot of food all combined. So one thing that I'm actually going to say that I do like about this variety, even though they are growing long like our other ones, what's kind of interesting about them is they're clumping quite a bit at the top. And that actually makes it a lot easier to harvest, because even though they're going down quite a ways, they're not spreading and you're having to go digging right to the bottom of the barrel to find them. So liking the growth habit at least.
And that's your second batch out of that barrel. And both of them have been grown that way.
Mm-hmm. So one little tip, or one thing that I find that's really nice about these barrels, is have a second smaller barrel or some kind of tote or container when you're doing the harvest, because you're going to want to take a percentage of this soil out of your barrel, put it off to the side so that you can move the soil around in here to get at the sweet potatoes. Because otherwise it's doable, but it's a lot more work to get your hands right down in there and find them and pull them out.
So as always, daylight is fading, so we're going to speed this process up a little bit. I'm going to show you what we got out of those blue barrels. Now, those were supposed to be ones that we were super excited about, and don't get me wrong, they are still purple sweet potatoes, and they still did really, really well, but not exactly the look we were going for. But let's see how many we got. Even got some really nice ones. Look at, gorgeous. Well, as I said, daylight's fading, and here we are in this mess. If you saw my video over on Pantry Living, you've already seen the secret mess of our garden. But buried deep in here is our blue barrels with hopefully some of our orange sweet potatoes still alive. They've been very neglected, so I am not banking on much, but hopefully there's still something there.
Well, we have got a few, but they pretty much grew very similar to the purple ones. So I'm guessing the lack of water during the middle of the summer did not help any of these.
Usually they grow nice and plump and big and round, like 3 inches circumference. So this is definitely pitiful. All right, so over there, we did get a little bit of a decent haul on those nice orange sweet potatoes. You know, they're kind of well, they're supposed to look like the classic from the grocery store, but they don't really. Although we did have one barrel that had purple ones in it, so they're going to join our miscellaneous pile, because who knows which ones they are. And I managed to find about 8 San Marzano tomatoes, which is all the tomatoes I've actually harvested this year.
Surprisingly, the lighting's pretty decent in here.
It's a beauty.
Yeah, that is a pretty good one. So right now we are just sorting them out to cure, because that is something that's very important when it comes to sweet potatoes.
We've taken you on quite an adventure today. We've shown you the dreaded garden that we weren't going to reveal to anybody this year. And now you're in the dreaded greenhouse that is not being used to its full potential. But perfect spot for drying things. And as you can see, awesome potato harvest. Tomorrow is going to be 28 degrees, which means this greenhouse is going to be cooking. And these are going to cure beautifully. But we do have frost coming 3 days after that. Well, at least if you can trust the weatherman. So stay tuned, because we're still going to keep harvesting. We still have all of our squash and a whole bunch of other stuff out there that we got to get in a couple days.
So hopefully from this video, at least you've got a bit of an idea that you can grow sweet potatoes at home. They are worthwhile. Even if you don't get huge, massive sweet potatoes, you can still grow a lot of food to add to your sort of diet, kind of fall, winter, and into the spring. And sweet potatoes are great, and purple sweet potatoes are even better. So definitely give it a try, and now you know when to harvest and how to cure your sweet potatoes.